year 2025. Indeed, we have much and more lined up for you. But in this particular week, we have heard about the terms act of terror, or if you prefer the term terrorism. Now, under the Prevention of the Terrorism Act of 2012, now Terrorism Act generally, a terrorist act involves any act or threat of violence that endangers life, public safety or property with the intention to intimidate, coerce or induce a government or public to act in a certain way. Now, remember, we have two terms under this. One of them is, many might begin to wonder, what is the difference between terrorism and actually any crime that might be committed under the Kenyan law. Now, terrorism may be politically or ideological or even religious motivated, and that is a very important distinction between these two acts. An act of crime is basically crime is committed for either financial gain, because most of the time it's committed by an individual for his or her own gain. But terrorism, it has to have a motive. So that is the very big distinction between the two. Now, the objective is to instill fear, induce a political decision, or destabilize a government or society. Its scope can be national or international, targeting a wider population or specific groups. Perpetrators may not view themselves as criminals, as often seek public identity or even approval for that matter. Examples of terrorism or terror act: bombing, assassinations, attacks on infrastructure aimed at achieving broader goals. What is considered terrorist act? These include acts that disrupt essential services, destabilize institutions, or prejudice national security. Remember, this is where you have to actually toil certain narrative, just to toil it, or rather to try and perceive people, to convince people to believe in a certain line. So that one, under the National Terrorism Act, might be considered as an act of terror. Now, penalties for terrorist act: a person who commits a terrorist act can be imprisoned for up to 30 years, and this depends. And we have life imprisonment is the penalty for act resulting in death. Offense like directing or instructing a terrorist act or recruiting for terrorist groups also carry penalties of up to 30 years imprisonment. This is where we call the second degree offense, which is under the Kenyan law very, very much considered to be an act of terrorism. And this has been the discussion that has really rocked the better part of since the inception of the Sabasaba demonstrations until now. We have had people, we have seen others being taken to court to be charged with the offense of committing terrorism under this. And now there has been some talk about whether if really indeed this is an act of terror or just a politically motivated incident that we have witnessed. But under the Terrorism Act, a person can be actually arrested or charged under Terrorism Act under these specific circumstances, and this is in light with what is stipulated in the act. So that is just on a lighter note, just to bring you up to speed, just to pump a little bit of knowledge into your already existing pool of a wide range of information when it comes to matters law, and just to bring you up to speed with what to expect and what it's actually entail, and what does it mean when you hear the authorities or even someone talks about an act of terror. Now you have an idea and a clue. Remember, we have much and more lined up for you, but first thing first, our top stories tonight. is fooling who? Nandi Governor Stephen Sang at pain to come clean over misuse of public funds. Misuse of anti-terror law. Manyata MP sues the state over misuse of anti-terrorism law to target dissenting voices. Also tonight, fire on loose. Arrest sweeps through secondary schools as wave of fire wreak havoc in the country. Plus, the final squad. Athletics Kenya select Team Kenya ahead of World Athletics Championship in Tokyo.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Alright, our sign language interpreter tonight is Naomi Omboi. Remember, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms. We are coming to you live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. You can tweet us on X at KUTV_Kenya at Auma Evans. The hashtag to use, State of the Nation. So tonight we begin the State of the Nation on rather a somber mood. Residents of Buruburu Estate in Manyani, Kivumbeni Ward in Nakuru Town East Sub-County were left in disbelief on Monday night after a man confirmed as Dennis Michael Denge brutally killed his 4-year-old son by poisoning him. This was after he picked him from school. The father afterwards committed suicide by strangling himself. The mother of a PP1 kid says that they had disagreement with the father, a motive that she believes led to the tragic incident. The shocking incident has sent waves of grief and fear through the neighborhood in Nakuru Town East as Police Commander Samson Adanje arrived swiftly at the scene and have launched investigation to uncover the circumstances leading to the tragedy. Alright, Manyata Member of Parliament Gitonga Mukunji has sued Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja, Directorate of Criminal Investigation Boss Mohamed Amin, and Director of Public Prosecution Renson Igonga over his arrest during the July 7th Sabasaba protest. In High Court petition, Mukunji termed his arrest unlawful and politically motivated, accusing the state of misusing the Prevention of Terrorism Act to silence dissent. The MP was apprehended alongside Thika Superhighway with journalist James Ombuchi and bodaboda rider Stanley Mbuthia. He now seeks to quash the charges, citing abuse of power and violation of the constitutional right, and amid mounting scrutiny on the terror-related charges. Temper ran high at the Democracy for Citizens Party, if we prefer the acronym DCP, headquarters this afternoon as top women leaders took issues with the recent remark made by the National Assembly Speaker Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, who said that Pastor Dorcas Rigathi has a secret affair. They say his comments belittle women in politics and undermine efforts towards national unity and dialogue, as Paulette Akoth now details in the following report.
Alafu akija kwa Wamasai aseme unajua mimi hata ukiangalia mapu yangu mimi ni shemeji yenu. Na wewe bibi yako ni hapo tu amekukalia. Kitako umekaliwa hata uwezi pumua, hata uwezi ongea kama bibi hajaongea.
Speech and called on the Kenya Kwanza leadership to rein in its members.
If Kimani Ichung'wah does not apologize to we the women of this country, and if he's not arrested, he's only going to be confirming what we the opposition have been saying and we as DCP party have been saying, that this government has become blind to anything that is done by anybody associated with government, but they want to open their eyes and bring false accusations against anybody who is not in support of their regime. If Kimani Ichung'wah and his utterances are not going to be called out by women leaders in that government, by women leaders.
Jane Jerry, another senior DCP woman leader, said Kenyans are awake to injustice and warned that history could not be kind to a regime that chooses oppression over dialogue.
The Kenya Kwanza regime is sinking, weighed down by its own arrogance, political blunders, and a wave of arrests and intimidation targeting dissenting voices. No one will come to its aid. The people of Kenya are awake, and history will not be kind to a government that chooses oppression over dialogue.
Nyambura Mwangi, also a DCP woman leader, decried rising cases of harassment against women in public and political spaces, saying the government's silence speaks volumes.
During the recent nationwide demonstration, over 25 cases were documented by FIDA Kenya and Usikimia Group. Cases of sexual assault, including rape, gang rape, molestation against women and girls were reported, and the government has said nothing so far. We stand in full solidarity with Pastor Dorcas, Honorable Jane Kihara, and youth leader Wanjiko Thega. Their courage in the face of intimidation is a testament to the resilience.
The DCP women leaders are now calling on the National Cohesion and Integration Commission and Parliament's Powers and Privileges Committee to take up the matter and hold the majority leader accountable. Paulette Akoth, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, thank you, Paulette Court, for that comprehensive reporting. Now, a troubling wave of unrest has swept through Kenya's secondary school, with fires and violent disruptions interfering with learning. Classrooms and dormitories have been set ablaze, leaving students and communities shocked as chaos spreads across schools. This report was produced by our very own Lucy Medosa.
Throughout July, multiple fire outbreaks have been reported in Kenyan secondary schools, leaving students stranded and forcing some schools to close indefinitely, severely interrupting their studies.
Value, we are going to go to total value.
For instance, fire broke out early Tuesday morning at one of Bishop Ndingi's high school dormitories in Wala, Machakos County, leaving hundreds of students stranded. Even though no casualties were reported, property whose values yet to be revealed, including beds and students' personal belongings, were destroyed. This also follows incidents in Taraj Secondary School in Turkana and Kewa High School in Bomet, where their dormitories were set on fire, sending students home till further notice. Police investigations continue as new incidents emerge. Last night at Kodero Bara Boys Secondary School in Rongo, Migori County, Form 4 students allegedly set their dormitory on fire and vandalized school offices following the confiscation of a mobile phone by a prefect. Meanwhile, students at Muyenje Secondary School in Busia County protested by storming their head teacher's residency after allegations surfaced that he manipulated a football match to prevent the school from advancing. Earlier this month, similar incidents were reported at Tambachi secondary schools and Embakasi girls. Research indicates that these outbreaks may be linked to Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE exam pressure, poor school conditions, social and economic challenges, substance use, and peer pressure. Last month, several schools in Kenya experienced fires and student strikes. One notable incident involved fire at Hillside and Arasha Primary School in Nyeri, where at least 21 students died and dozens injured. On the 20th of July, Kaplong Girls High School in Bomet County was also closed indefinitely following a night of unrest sparked by allegations of sexual harassment against some academic staff. Last month, several schools in Kenya experienced fires and student strikes. One notable...
All right, now let me take you to Kisii County. Concerns are rising over the fairness of current affirmative action policies, where the claims that the boy child is being left behind in educational opportunities. Stakeholders have highlighted challenges facing the boy child, including the effects of single-parent families and negative peer pressure. KUTV's Edina Nerea reports on a day that stakeholders called for strengthened mentorship programs and reforms to ensure boy child receive equal educational opportunities.
Speaking at Moi High School, Gesusu in Kisii, lawyer Danstan Omari called for urgent reforms, claiming that existing affirmative action discriminates against boy child, giving preference to the girl child.
Remember, the girls go to university with a lower grade as compared to the boys. While Article 27 of the Constitution provides for equality and non-discrimination, the boys are discriminated on that angle. And that is the reason as to why this momentous epoch that has started from Gesusu.
Danstan Omari raised concern over the growing trend of single motherhood, calling it a key factor in the rising challenges facing the boy child. He blames systematic neglect and absent fathers for worsening challenges facing male youth in society today. He urged the introduction of mentorship programs to support boys from such backgrounds and promote positive behavioral growth.
We are alive of the dysfunctional family. Previously, every child had a father and a mother, known and participating in their life. Many of the children in school, many of the students are coming from families of single motherhood. The boy in a single motherhood setup is disadvantaged in that their father figure is not present.
James Momanyi, principal of Moi High School Gesusu, identified negative peer influence and pure attitudes as major challenges for youth. He highlighted the school's program focus on transforming boys' mindsets, promoting positive attitudes, and preparing them for a brighter, more responsible future under the boy-child agenda.
The greatest challenge that the youth face is negative peer influence and attitude. So this is what we have identified as a school, and therefore we have come up with programs purposed to change their attitude and to give them a broadened perspective on how to face the challenges of life.
On his side, Patrick Nyagosia, the County Education Board Chairman, appealed to stakeholders to invest in learning infrastructure to support the competency-based curriculum, stressing that quality education demands strong partnerships.
In the education arena, we want all the stakeholders, parents, the students themselves, the teachers, and the public of goodwill to come together and support the education system, and especially now that we're transiting from the 844 to the competency-based education and the curriculum, that we need very heavy investment in terms of infrastructure, in terms of studios.
Education leaders at Moi High School Gesusu stress that addressing challenges facing the boy child requires commitment from all stakeholders to build strong foundations, ensuring the success of education, reforms, and the future of youth. Edna Nerea, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, from Kisii County to Garissa. In an effort to improve citizens' livelihood through development projects, the Juakali sector in Garissa is benefiting from an investment of 1.3 billion shillings under the affordable housing program. These projects include houses, hostels at Garissa University, and a modern market worth 288 million shillings, an initiative aimed at boosting social and economic development, as Pesi Achola now reports.
Report on interviews with national and local leaders alongside Juakali artisans reveals increased job opportunities, community involvement, and a new economic direction. John Karanja, the Northeastern Regional Project Coordinator, explained that contractors are responsible for involving all sectors, including purchasing materials from local Juakali artisans. He encouraged artisans to participate directly in the implementation of the work, emphasizing that components designated for Juakali sector must be executed by the Juakali artisans themselves.
Kwanza, jina ni John Karanja, the Regional Coordinator Northeastern Affordable Housing and Market. Mwanzo leo tunafuraha sana. Hii ni mkutano ya mara ya pili tukutana na wanajuakali wa Garissa. Kusema kwamba nafasi ya kazi iko mingi sana. Affordable housing program, we have 75 ring-fenced items.
Garissa Township Member of Parliament Deko Mohammed expressed gratitude to President William Ruto for ensuring that local artisans are given opportunity to supply construction materials. He said this initiative not only creates jobs but also stimulates the local economy, while urging Juakali artisans to prepare for upcoming projects involving 2,000 houses and 2 additional markets.
Underway, and this was part of the agenda of UDA during the campaigns of the president. It's part of that plan that we are trying to follow up. The president had given a directive that Juakali artisans be given an opportunity so that they supply some of the services required for this housing program. And now today we met with the welders who are going to do the windows.
Abubakar Mohammed, chairman of the Garissa Juakali Association, stated that such an opportunity is rare and will enable them to expand workshops, improve product quality, and raise living standards.
Abubakar Mohammed, mimi ni chairman ya Garissa Juakali Federation sector. Today we are very happy and delighted because we have been accorded an opportunity we have never witnessed before. We have been given a chance to construct windows, grill doors, and doors, wooden doors.
This affordable housing project provides new hope for the Juakali sector in Garissa and contributes significantly to the area's economic development. Pesi Achola, KUTV, Nairobi.
Alright, that story by Pesi Achola now takes us to our first break here on the State of the Nation. It is 26 minutes past 9 o'clock. Time to take that very short breather here on the State of the Nation. Remember, plenty more to follow after the break.
Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
Ukakamavu wake, ukati na kumfanya mwenye bidii kwa machozi na keke, akabaini jinsi ya kuwini. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
You are watching. Alright, thank you so much for keeping time and for always keeping with us and staying with the state of the nation. Let's continue to inform you. Now, the Ministry of Health has announced major reforms after uncovering irregularities in the 2025-2026 BSc Nursing Internship placements. In early July, reports revealed that 19 unqualified individuals had been listed as interns. In response, Health Cabinet Secretary Ada Duale ordered an immediate audit and suspended all internship deployment pending review. The suspension has delayed deployment and licensing for thousands of qualified nursing graduates, impacting their career progression. Nevertheless, the ministry has promised strict disciplinary action against those responsible and aims to complete the audit within the coming weeks to restore transparency and fairness in the placement process. Alright, now let's switch gears to matters security. Now, security deterioration in Funyula constituency in Busia County remain a challenge as incidents of hooliganism are reported frequently in the area. Government authorities have promised a strict security operation to be launched by security agencies to end insecurity madness in the area. Patricia Alex reports.
Speaking after a meeting with security stakeholders in Funyula constituency, Busia County, the Deputy County Commissioner Joyce Oguso announced a ban on the importation of drugs into the country from the neighboring country Uganda through the cross borders in the constituency.
We had allegations of friends coming up, and we have discussed and agreed that we shall look at those small boys who want to come up with funny crimes. We shall arrest them from their homes, we shall bond the parents, and responsibly charge them for neglecting their responsibility of letting these children go to crimes, especially at night.
The area's Member of Parliament, Dr. Audo Mudenyo, urged parents to bring up their children uprightly and asked the church leaders to intervene in nurturing the youths to mitigate the surge of vice and crime. He also called for the ban of discourse, which he attributes them to be among the leading cases of ugalisms.
Haswa hii mambo ya vijana kukata wananchi na mapanga usiku wakitoka mambo ya night vigil kwa ajili ya matanga.
Recently, ugalism incidents involving murderers have been reported in Funyula constituency, with some of the suspects remaining unidentified, while some are found wearing police uniforms.
Hili jambo lilikuwa limeendelea sana kwa siku nyingi. Sasa imebidi sisi kama mwakilishi wa watu wa Funyula na jamii yote watu ya Sania tuseme enough is enough, hii mambo lazima ikome.
The area DCC says that security operations are underway and those found guilty of violence will face strict legal consequences, with the crackdown expected to address both drug abuse and insecurity. Patricia Alex for KUTV, Nairobi.
Right, it's now time for the latest in the world of sports. Now, 3 times Olympic and world 1500 meters champion Faith Kipyegon and Africa's fastest man Ferdinand Omanyala will headline Team Kenya at the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, Japan. Kenya will be hoping to surpass the last edition performance in Budapest. After the selection of a team that will carry Kenyan flag in the upcoming World Athletics Championship set for September, the next assignment for the team is to fine-tune their weak areas before they embark on a mission to conquer the world in Tokyo, Japan.
My speed endurance is perfect, so I think we're just gonna go back with my coach to the training and we work on pure speed. Yeah, being that this is now an international level, we have to have enough speed, enough endurance and mentality, good mentality. Now I think we'll be going for ladies, and that is an advantage to us because we're going to work as a team and we see what is possible for us.
Kenya will be banking on experienced athletes, including 3 times Olympic and world champion Faith Kipyegon, in their quest for medal glory. For Faith Kipyegon, time is ripe to give yet another stab at world record in Tokyo.
The target now is just to train healthy. I just want to break out to stay healthy, injury-free towards Tokyo, because I know I'm going to double both 15 and 5, and I know it's not an easy job to do, to double, but I hope through the training and preparation, I hope everything will be well. Especially, I'm going to join a very strong team in the 1500 with Nelly, Susan, and the other lady, and then also the 5000 we have Beatrice and Agnes, and I'm so happy to join them. So yeah.
As Kenya eye to reclaim the lost glory in the men's 3000 meters steeplechase, the hope of a nation now rests squarely on the shoulders of Kenya's rising star Edmond Serem, alongside his compatriot Abraham Kibiwot, as they prepare to face off with double Olympic and world champion Siofan El Bekali of Morocco.
With team selection down, all eyes will be on the team that has been tasked with the responsibility of carrying Kenyan flag high in the World Athletics Championship that will be held in Tokyo, Japan later on this year. Whether they live up to the expectation, only time will tell. Auma Evans for Kutv at Ulinzi Complex Stadium, Nairobi.
Right, many thanks. That's a wrap. That's all we had for you this particular evening. Many thanks for the men and women behind the scene, and of course for you as team viewers for always keeping us a company in the last 36 minutes or so. My good name is Auma Evans. Naomi Ombui has been our sign language interpreter tonight. Until next time, by the grace of God, let's do this. Same place, same day. That is next week, if God sees fit, you and I meet yet again. Until then, do have a lovely night and God bless Kenya.